Bethany's going to make
bodegas.
saltines.
Saltines. So I've never recipe'd this before.
What is that, about a dozen saltines? 15 maybe? 2 big handfuls of saltines.
I did not count the saltines.
Crushed in a bag.
However you prefer to crush them.
And you're grinding those up how small?
Very crummy.
Got it.
Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
So now I'm going to use about half of this onion for the meatballs, and the other half goes in the actual pot. So I'm going to cut half one way and half the other.
1 medium-sized yellow onion.
Sure.
Looks medium. It's definitely a yellow onion.
You could use a large onion. You could use however much onion you want.
Well, who doesn't love onion? Okay, some people don't. Not in this house.
Their loss.
I agree. And you're just going to dice it up like you normally do with onion?
So one of them I'm going to do a bit bigger. Let's see. This will be the for in the meatballs. I'm going to cut it a bit smaller. So I'm going to cut this one bigger so we have chunks in it.
And that's just going to go straight into the soup as it is.
So far it's just a pot.
Who doesn't love onions?
Losers.
Connie's.
Alright.
Fresh garlic, how many cloves?
As many as you want.
Garlic to taste. Fresh garlic. Do you always use fresh garlic for this?
No, sometimes I'm lazy.
So is it worth it for the fresh garlic in your opinion?
Yeah. But sometimes when you have kids screaming and fighting and yelling and arguing.
But if you don't have that problem, fresh garlic is the way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Hint, hint. You gonna dice those up nice and small?
Yep, mince it as much as possible.
Okay. So about the size as the minced garlic that you would buy in a jar from the store.
Yes.
The stuff you normally make.
Say hi to Aunt Sue.
Hi, Aunt Sue.
Hi,
I'm saying hi.
You know Aunt Sue.
No, I know Aunt Sue.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm saying hi.
Because John is recording me. I don't know the recipe for this. And Aunt Sue wants to know how to make it. And I don't have an actual recipe.
It's the flex.
Look at this.
Can I sit here?
All of it goes in the bowl. It's all for the meatballs.
Garlic goes in the meatballs.
All of it.
Any garlic in the soup?
Yes.
Okay. What you got there?
Okay. So I'm just going to tear some pieces of cilantro.
No stems?
No stems,
Just leaves.
just leaves. And this is for actually in the meatballs. Meatballs.
And as usual, you have no idea the actual amount, right?
No.
So,
Whatever looks good.
to taste, because some people think.
So just to taste whatever you like, whatever looks good, because as you were saying, some people don't like cilantro, although they're crazy.
Well, some people think it tastes like soap.
They are crazy because it looks and smells wonderful.
I can smell it from here. I'm sad it doesn't go through the camera.
Tastes even better.
So, just for scale, because you're going to have to estimate the amount of cilantro that we're going to put in.
Apparently there's
And-
a first football game.
And we have a very noisy 15-year-old in the background with no regard for the video being filmed.
That is excited about high school.
Yes, I'm sure we will hear about the football game soon. Here's a beer can for scale on the size of the dish. Hope that helps you. If not, well, It's cilantro. You
And-
like it or you don't.
This is just for the meatballs. There's going to be plenty more going in the actual soup.
Okay, cilantro in the meatballs and the soup. Got it.
That smells good.
Cilantro's done. What's next?
So I'm gonna let the stuff for the meatballs sit because I have to. I'm not ready to prep them yet. I want to get my potatoes going. So there are 5 of us in our family, and I usually do roughly 2 potatoes per person. So for that, it's about 10 potatoes. Ooh, look at that huge potato.
Okay.
Um,
And beer can for scale. Those are not huge russets. They are not baking potatoes.
Yeah, we got more potatoes.
So now I will peel them.
This is exact as this recipe gets. You get to compare it to the size of a beer can. Potatoes continue to peel. Rinsing potatoes now
Yes, I'm rinsing the potatoes now
on our messy counter.
on our messy counter. It was clean last night.
It never stays that way for long, though, does it?
You also have
What
3
happens when
children
you have
living in the
sleep?
house, so maybe that has a factor.
Maybe.
Children with functioning hands and feet that could help,
Yeah, we
yet
do.
somehow do not.
Once a week.
Once a week, better than nothing.
Wait, Mom, which one do I use?
For my cleaning stuff.
So he thinks the video is about laundry. It's not. It's about cooking.
Alright. So, you want the pieces of potato big enough to eat, or big enough to be chunky, but small enough to eat, if that makes sense.
So large bite size?
Regular bite size?
Yeah, John. Regular bite
I don't know.
We don't all have a mouth the size of yours.
Okay, for you, small
You
bite
also have
size.
4 other people in the house that aren't as big as you are.
For you, small bite size. For Snow, big bite size. For Tristan, small bite size. And the rest of us, me and Zodia, regular bite size.
Okay.
Because you know Tristan has a big mouth.
That never closes because if it closed, he'd have to stop making noise.
And stop eating.
Neither of which will ever happen.
No, he loves food.
And making noise.
I don't love making noise.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just do it.
It's not something that I enjoy doing.
It's not because he loves it, it's because he must.
Go.
That's what we know by you either.
Let her go.
Oh, so always make sure you got something to drink.
Oh, why don't you look at that? You're holding it.
Very important.
Yeah.
Now that the potatoes are cut,
Who hasn't said hi? Potatoes.
we're going to add a whole bunch of water.
This one didn't say hi.
I don't know who we're saying hi to.
Aunt Sue. I'm doing my hair. You can still say hi to Aunt Sue.
No, I'm looking at the ground.
Turn to the camera. Say hi, Aunt Sue.
Hi, whoever you all.
Oh, my hair fell out again.
So I'm going to rinse a little bit of the starch out,
And I'm doing the dishes.
but not.
She's walking in front of the camera is what she's doing.
Look at its butt.
I'm doing dishes like Mom said to.
I'm only going to rinse them once, and then I'm going to add water and put them on the stove to start.
How much water?
Um,
And we'll video the pot before you put it on the stove.
Bye.
Ground beef. 3 pounds of ground beef there. You're not going to use it all, are you?
no.
I want to eat it all raw.
That's called a chub. Zodia hates that term.
I want to eat the stuff.
Okay, so about that much water.
Snow.
And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on about a 3.
Okay.
And then
Which cup?
I like
The
to
cup.
saute my onions and garlic before I add them to my meatballs.
Well, who doesn't?
Well, this is mine, but.
It makes it less cold when you mix the meat, and plus it tastes better.
It releases a lot of flavor. Much better.
So just gonna put a little bit of olive oil,
Avocado.
and then
Avocados
as
That
soon
is
as
a-
it's hot,
Okay.
So
I'll
we're
go ahead and add that in.
That is an all-clad dish. Good stuff. Makes a fantastic gift.
Do you think I care?
While that is heating, so I can start sauteing it, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half. I'm gonna use about half of this, so about 1.5 pounds. Now I have to make a batch big enough to feed the entire family. This can always be cut down to whatever your individual needs are.
But who doesn't like leftovers?
Or freezer food, because this can definitely be frozen. It's okay, Zodia knows how to edit it together. Okay, so I have that in there. Don't.
Don't what?
Unless you want your finger added.
I'm being threatened with a knife for absolutely no reason.
Uh-huh.
Are you trying to eat the chub?
Yes.
Who eats
get it
raw
back
ground beef? That's gross.
You eat ground.
So, egg.
1 egg?
1 egg.
1 egg to 1.5 pounds of meat.
Or to 1 pound of meat, or to half a pound of meat. Whatever amount you're using.
Either way,
really
1
need
egg.
1 egg. We're gonna add some paprika.
Yummy paprika.
I'll smell it in a little while and decide if I need to add more. Some onion powder.
Smells like onion powder.
Some garlic powder.
So sauteed onion and garlic and the powder as well.
Yes. Oops. That lid is.
Just clarifying.
Oh yeah, I told you I broke it.
Yeah, that lid's shot.
I put this
Somebody
in the
really wanted the garlic powder badly.
I couldn't open it and I
No,
accidentally
put it in
broke
the fridge.
It has a latch and a hinge. I mean, just pop.
It wouldn't open and I didn't mean to break it.
And
didn't need to
some
go Hulk on
ground
it.
cumin.
I'm going to throw things at you and be.
Will you grab me the salt and pepper, Zodia?
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
We're running out of salt in this thing. You can read the salt. No, you can use the salt. I'm gonna refill it.
Okay.
Well, maybe if you weren't so salty.
Salt and
You weren't so salty.
pepper. And yes, the salt is in the black one and the pepper is in the white one.
Why is that?
We need more.
Because I like it.
We need more salt. Period.
Okay. And then we're gonna add
With some
some.
eyeballs.
Oh, yes, the crushed up crackers.
And then if we need to add more, we'll add more. So now we're gonna
So
go.
you wouldn't want to use like purchased breadcrumbs for that, right? You actually have to break up the saltines.
I guess you could.
But it wouldn't be the same.
I've never tried it.
And then it wouldn't be the same.
So now we're going to start sauteing the garlic and onions.
It feels like you're.
Get to see our entire kitchen as I walk over.
Feels like you're doing like an audition for a cooking show.
We are doing a cooking show. We have an audience of 1.
Yes. This is the C-Fam cooking show.
We also let you do the cooking.
So I'm just gonna add some extra spices to
Garlic,
pickle.
salt,
Oh, I know why.
and pepper. Just a little pepper. Yeah, they do that. Cumin?
Yep. And yes, I use J. Jackson spoon because I don't care.
It's all going in the same place. Even that piece.
Alright, and so then we forgot to dump in the cilantro.
Cilantro. You sure that's enough cilantro?
Oh, I'll probably add more
Okay.
at some point.
Oh, that's right. Some goes in the meatball, some goes in the soup, doesn't it?
Yep.
So there will be more.
That's
That's good because there's a lot more.
Yes. And as soon as that's done sauteing, we're going to add it in and then we'll start mixing it up. And in the meantime, we drink. Alright. So, done sauteing.
Mhm.
Smells yummy. We're just gonna,
Smells amazing.
gonna go ahead and dump it in. And then I'm gonna start breaking up the meat.
It's Excalibur.
I am worthy because I pulled it out.
So, Your pull-out game is good.
Apparently. So, I get it just a little bit mixed up. And then I always got to take my rings off.
Don't want to lose them in the meatballs.
No, it's not necessarily that. I hate
And they get gooey.
getting stuck in there. So, I'm just kind of...
I'm glad I videoed that. Might have gotten missed otherwise.
What?
Somebody gets meat-covered rings and gets unhappy. And then we get blamed.
Nothing to say. Oh, I also need to grab the A1 sauce. We are out of spicy brown mustard, or else I would add a little spicy brown mustard.
Okay.
But I do add a little bit of A1 sauce.
Okay. I'll go take care of that while you squish the meat.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, we were wrong. We have spicy brown mustard, not A1 sauce. Just a little bit, not too awful much. You can see it in there. Doesn't take a lot. About the same with A1 sauce. Maybe just a little bit more.
You could use Worcestershire sauce too, couldn't you?
Yeah, but I used the last of that and didn't pick any more up.
But what do we call it?
That one thing.
Rooster Chaser?
Rooster Chaser? Well, it's spelled weird, so whatever.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, that. Rooster Chaser.
Worcestershire.
Rooster Chaser.
Worcestershire.
Rooster Chaser.
Muckluck.
Gazebo?
Bulbous Bouffon.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're just gonna make the meatballs. About that size is good.
So, what is that, about
Bite size?
an inch to an inch and a half across?
Sure. Gosh, such technicalities. They don't have to be perfectly round.
Well, no. They're just going to get eaten anyway.
Yes. But I'll get all of these made up, and then until the potatoes are almost, not even almost, starting to get soft is when I'll put the meatballs in, and we will reconvene then.
Got it.
All right, so here we have our completed meatballs. And while I was rolling these, my smart ass husband had to go in the pantry and find what his mom had left us the last time she was here.
And what is that?
Rooster Chaser.
Worcestershire?
Rooster Chaser.
Worcestershire.
Rooster Chaser.
Rooster Chaser.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That stuff.
So I wasn't going to mash all the things back together.
So you're not getting the full recipe here, but you can figure it out.
Yeah. Although I could do this.
Are you just going to dash it over the meatballs?
I'm just going to dash it over top.
Hey, why not?
It'll soak in while it's sitting in the fridge waiting for the...
Because it's not going in right away.
Nope. So now I'm just going to take a plastic plate, pop it over the top because that fits perfectly, and put it in the refrigerator until we're ready for it.
Very cool. And about how long is that?
You act like cooking's a science. I don't know until
I'm talking ballpark here.
until the potatoes are semi-soft.
See, was that hard? That's all I needed.
That's not a time frame. What kind of time frame is that?
Wait, record me.
You're not dinner,
But he's cool.
but he's not edible. At least not to us. Peace out.
Wait.
Okay, so I want to show you the consistency of the potatoes. So they're kind of getting soft, but they are still a little too hard to eat. You wouldn't make mashed potatoes with them yet, but that is good enough to add our meatballs. And yes, it is still the same day. I just decided to take a shower. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop all these in. Do it one at a time, that way it doesn't splash up at you. I did make the mistake once of just dumping my bowl in. I regretted that quickly. Alright, so now that we have the meatballs in, we're going to go ahead and cut our tomatoes. I'll start with 2, and if that's not enough, I will add more. This is how I prefer to cut them. If you prefer them cut differently, feel free to do so. I like the chunks. But like I said, if you want cubes, however you prefer it. And use as much or as little as you'd like.
I got away.
Congrats.
You add tomatoes to this recipe?
I've always added tomatoes to this.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Do you think we need more? Let's do one more.
First
One
thing
more.
on, I gotta win.
Uno más.
Let's go.
Now we took him up that boat, Chef. Like he's gonna rip it now on.
Are the meatballs in here yet? Yeah, they are. It smells so good.
It's gonna taste even better.
I hope. I'm just kidding. I start school tomorrow. I'm gonna be a sophomore. I know.
Alright. So then we're gonna just go ahead and dump it in. Alright, so now that I've added the tomatoes, I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more cilantro.
What do you need, Snow?
Tear it up. Yes, Snow.
Oh, I was taking care of it.
Again, as much or as little as you like. We like cilantro in this house.
No, we don't. We hate it.
Zodi is not eating dinner tonight.
I love cilantro. I was eating a leaf of it earlier.
She did. And she tried to claim it was a tongue tattoo.
Please don't put cameras in my face.
Paparazzi.
I'm pretty sure when she wants to learn how to cook this meal, she doesn't want to see my face.
I'm pretty sure she will love the antics of our family regardless.
I think she just wants the recipe.
So tomatoes are in, meatballs are in, extra cilantro's in. Give it a
I
stir.
splashed it.
Oh well. Once potatoes are fully soft.
What about the batter, Daddy?
Okay. So the potatoes are now soft. The meat is cooked. The tomatoes are cooked. The cilantro is floating around gracefully in its swimming pool here. The color is pretty, and it is time to serve.
Yay, finally! I'm just kidding.
And hungry children rejoice everywhere.
Can I have a ginger ale?
So, you can eat it with crackers. If you make tortillas, you can make tortillas if you want.
Store-bought tortillas are just as
Fuck
good?
no.
I didn't think so.
Pardon my language, but no, you do not eat store-bought tortillas. Store-bought tortillas.
You know what this
fake.
means? It means we need to do another video on the homemade tortillas.
We could do that, but that is for Snow.
And that is dinner. Homemade albóndigas.